Hi, everyone, and welcome back to I Care podcast. I am very excited and very honored to introduce a very special person, a very good friend of mine who I know for several years. And it's one of those people, those friends who you might not see for a while, but when you get together, the sparkle is just there. So again, let me introduce you, my dear friend, Patti Granich, who is a medium in trance healing, connecting people with their loved ones, BQH, quantum hypnosis practitioner, emotional energy practitioner. Doesn't sound exciting? So with no further ado, Patti, may I ask you, would you like to share your thoughts about if you could have a ticket to a better world, what would you see?
I would see just love and peace in this world. I know it would be the perfect world. That's what I would really like to see, is just the perfect world. I know in reality that will never happen, not in my time, but someday, and hopefully I'm back then again for that time.
I'm pretty much sure that we will be back, yes, that we will be back on the right spot in the right time, yes.
I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yesterday I heard a beautiful quote, which I would like to share with you and with our listeners, which goes, "The most crazy idea is worth living." It's a quote from a doctor from India. How would you like to describe for us the crazy idea which you said yes to?
The craziest idea. Right now, the craziest idea.
Is this podcast? Yes, I know.
I think the craziest idea right now would be not for everybody to live in harmony, for everybody to be in joy, to everybody to have everything they want and need because they can. I think that's probably the craziest idea.
I think this idea resonates with many of our listeners, yes? To live in a better world, in more harmonious, in more loving ways of living, yes? And if you are talking about the loving and passionate and excitement way of life, which I call live quantum, what you are at this moment, what you are passionate the most, what you are excited the most in your life?
What excites me the most is doing the trance healing. It's having my team, my doctors that work through me. It's listening to the patients, listening to the doctor, and going back to the the people that I'm sitting with and telling them this is what the doctor was working on, and for them to say, oh my goodness, that's exactly what's taking place. And that part is just, it's wonderful to know that it is all there. It's so true. That's right now is my passion.
So for those who don't, they are not much familiar with your work, yes? What is this trance channeling, the healing, the energy healing? How does it work? Could you describe for us?
So what happens is I go into a trance, into the trance state, and I bring the essence. And I don't have to be with that person. It can be long distance. I don't even need to be near them. I just need to bring their essence. And I've created a healing room, and I take that person's essence into the healing room, and then I call upon my doctor and his team, and he comes in and he heals them either emotionally, physically, spiritually, or mentally, whatever they happen to need at the time. And while he's doing whatever he's doing, I talk to him and ask him what he has. On occasion, he will speak through me to the person and just explain what he's doing. And other than that, when he's all finished and he's told me exactly what he's done, and it's wonderful because there's times where I can see that person's body, where they're having an issue, where they might have pain or something going on in their body. I can see that as well. And then he explains to me what he's doing to help alleviate that pain. And a lot of times it's by moving energy around, or he talks about this jelly type substance is what he calls it, that he puts in around joints or whatever to help cool and take down any inflammation, to make joints move easier, that sort of thing. And I come back and I can tell them exactly where he worked. Lots of times they can actually feel it. That's the wonderful part as well, is that they're feeling where he is working. And that's, to me, it's just amazing. That's where my passion goes, and that's where my excitement goes, is to be able to know that it is truly is working. It really does work.
I can feel your excitement. I can feel your passion in this very, very, very now moment, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Patti, it is mind blowing. Yes, we live in our boxes. Yes, I do this. I do this. I do this. Yes, and then we meet people like you, for example, yes, who is doing remarkable work, yes, in the spiritual community, supporting others, yes. So if may I ask you, if you could give us 3 reasons to do your work, what it would be? 3 reasons to do your work.
It just feels like a calling. It just feels like my soul wants to do this. It's just there's not really even 3 reasons other than, we are here to be in service. So I guess that's number 1. Number 2 is just a passion that I'm drawn to this. I found the teacher to help me. He mentors me, and I'm in a circle with him, and it just, we find teachers when we're meant to find them. And I was meant to find him. And it was just, love the way spirit works. That's all I can say.
Yes, me too. One of my questions, which I prepared for you, dear Patti, was about the people who changed your life or had the influence on you. So you partially you opened this question is already. So was there a moment in your life or a person in your life or a quote in your life which brought something unexpected, like changing possible outcome or changing your thinking, or who helps you to achieve what you have, or what you want to achieve?
There's been many people along the way that have done that for me. By just the different teachings they have, just the different things that they say to me. There's a lot even on YouTube that I listen to that have really done this. Right now, Martin Colcliffe is the big one for me right now. And he has helped in so many different ways, not only with the trance healing to teach me that and how to sort of get out of my way so that I can allow spirit to use my voice. And there has been very many teachers, very many people, including yourself.
Thank you very much. And you are a beautiful friend, a magnificent teacher for myself as well. Can you tell us about, for example, the one challenge which you overcome and you are very proud of it?
Fear.
Or your life or work, or
getting over my fear. That was a really big challenge. And also learning how to forgive. That was also a big challenge. I'm still working on it.
Yes.
Still working on it. But it's amazing. And it's wonderful when you do get out of that fear. And you look back and you think, why was I ever afraid of that?
How did you do that? How did you do that? Or how you're doing? What is the practice of?
I just step into it. I just say, just step into it. And even for this is the first time I've done this. So for me, it was a fear that I wouldn't be able to communicate properly. I wouldn't be able to, get my head around all the thoughts that I wanted to say. But I knew that if I did it and just stepped into that fear, that it would go away.
I'm very grateful for this answer, Patti.
And thank you. I'm so grateful for you asking me.
I'm very grateful. I hope that someone who is listening it can feel this abundance of love coming from Patti, which I always feel. And her presence, Patti presence, helped me many years ago to get back to myself. Yes, we had many challenges. Yes, in our sessions as well. Yes. In our sessions, quantum healing sessions as well, but overcoming the fears, or I would even say overcoming, leaving the box, yes, of belief. I believe in this, and that's the mind playing, yes, that you cannot do it, yes. I like to challenge myself, or I call it, I am curious about, yes, I am curious about what if, yes, there is no barrier, yes, what if there is another change for me, yes, if I do that, yes, I don't know what's gonna be next, but if I do that, I just want to do that, yes, It was same with this podcast, as you are saying. Yes, I just felt I wanna do that. I really wanna meet people. I wanna see what's going on in the world. I wanna simply, for me, it was. I think the first thought was I wanna get out of my box. Yes, yes, that I am this or that. Yes, so that the challenging myself. I like to challenging myself constantly. Yes, so I'm very, very grateful for this answer.
I love the way you put that as being as a challenge, as opposed to being a fear. And that is something that I will start doing, because I've always been a person that loved a challenge. Always loved challenges.
Yes.
And I think if I look at it that way, it's going to be even easier to step outside of that and to, you know, to do that and beat that fear.
Yes.
You know, just to dissolve it by thinking it's a challenge. I like that.
Patti, I don't know why, but this in this present moment, yes, I have this little vision, yes, of one of our sessions, one of our sessions when I was the healer, let's say, quote unquote, yes, and you were the healer, and your soul, your magnificent, beautiful sparkle didn't want to get back. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes. So we had can we share a little bit? I don't know why it just came. Yes, so let's go for it. We had a session with QHET session with Patti back then, and Patti is a beautiful channeler. Yes, I love to work with her because of that. Yes, she's always bringing a magnificent, gentle, loving, merry frequency, simply gentleness. Yes, but as it was a healing session, we were working on something with her team, and Patti says, I don't want to get back. Yes, I was trying to, follow the procedure, right? Step by step, get back. And Patti was, yes, was silence, nothing, not a guide, not a higher self, not a Patti, silent on the other side. Yes. And I start worrying, yes, as a practitioner, I was like, okay, I have all my notes, yes, but I really don't know what to do, right? And then her magnificent, beautiful higher self step in, yes, and that's what I love about the quantum field, the quantum light connection, that we are always in help, yes, with help. And I remember, I don't remember what she says. Do you remember what she says, your higher self? She told me what to do, but I don't remember what was
I
it.
don't remember either. I remember not wanting to come back. It was just so peaceful, so calming, so just like I was one with everything. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment that I didn't want it to end. Yeah.
Yes, it was a place to remember, I believe, a place to remember. Yes, a place to remember. I don't know why this session came now suddenly, yes, but superb, superb. Session it was superb, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself as well, yes, and also about the challenges, yes, because I don't know this. If you have a challenge in your life, yes, and if you are postponing, I don't know if Patti, you agree with me. Let's continue, yes, in this challenging theme. If you continue making the assumption that you cannot do that, yes, or you start doing it and then you say, it doesn't work for me, yes. I don't know, Patti, if you were in this situation that you start doing something and then it's like it's not working. I like to, take a moment for myself, see what's working for me, what is not working for me, and maybe find another way. I don't know, what's your thoughts about it?
I agree. I totally agree. Sometimes it's taken me a very, very long time to realize that something wasn't working for me. But once I know that it's not working for me, that's when I can figure out a different way, a different path, a different avenue. And, depending on what it is, sometimes it's walking away from friends, walking away from relationships. Sometimes it's being able to look at them in a different perspective, and being able to heal myself, as opposed to saying something's not working. I look at why it's not working. And sometimes it's within me. And then I change that and things begin to work again.
That's beautiful. I have a question for you. What is love for you? What is love for you?
Love for me is happiness, it's joy, it's contentment, it's seeing the beauty in everyone and everything. It's all of that. It's just all of that.
If you could say, where is the wisdom coming from after all those experiences which you have with the different realities, yes, different realms? Where is the wisdom coming from?
I haven't got a clue.
Ah!
I don't know. It just comes.
It just comes.
I don't know where it is, but I'm grateful for it.
I'm grateful for it.
I'm sure it's just been all the experiences that I've had over many, 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 many lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing,
Mm-hmm.
because honestly, sometimes things come out of my mouth and I go, where'd that come from? Not me.
Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful answer. If you could tell us from your experience as a healer, yes, with years in the field, could you give some tips, advices for the new, let's say, healers, right? Could you share a few advices, a few tips for those who are just starting their journey as a healer?
So for me, meditating was the first thing. And it took me a long, long time to learn this, that we don't need to go outside of ourselves to get the answers or the healing. It's all within. And for me, and I'm sure for a whole lot of others, meditating is the way, is really, is the way to go within to find those answers, to do your own self-healing. You know, follow your passion, really follow your heart, where it takes you. There's all different avenues of healing. So just find what's right for you. And if you find something and it's not right, you'll know it. You move on to the next.
Thank you. There's another quote which I wrote down just before our talk, and it goes like, "It take a diamond to cut a diamond." What would you say about it? It takes a diamond to cut a diamond.
Oh, wow. The first thing that that comes to me is that, diamonds are created by Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all cut from the same cloth. So it also is, as we all help each other, as we're all one, we can create beautiful things. Because when one diamond is cutting another diamond, it's creating a new diamond, which is creating another beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, as we all help each other, as we're all learning, as we're all teaching, we're all cutting those diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
We're all diamonds cutting diamonds.
Yeah. In this new way of living, yes? In this
Yes.
new way of living. Patti dear, what would you say about what brought joy, happiness to you in spiritual way or in spiritual life or internally? What brought joy, happiness to your heart recently?
Connecting with spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That brings me so much joy.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us how it started? Do you remember how it started? What was the, okay, I want to do that. I love it, what I'm doing.
I've always, ever since a child,
Mm-hmm.
always been able to see spirit, feel spirit, just sense spirit. I've always had that. And then as I grew up and, had a family and that sort of stuff, but I always had a really strong intuition. I always knew when my children were in trouble or needed help. I always had that strong intuition. But I was always drawn to psychics and mediums. And I remember going to a medium one time thinking, I want to do this. There was such a calling, like it was so deep down in my soul that I wanted to do this so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it started. She gave me, with the one medium I went to see, she psychically told me that, gave me the name of a lady. And she said, just be aware of this lady. And when I met the lady, she turned out to be my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the first one that I ever learned how to connect with spirit. And that's how it started. But it didn't start till late in my life when I actually stepped into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that really wanted to do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Does it help? Does it help you in your private life, the work that you do, or how does it help?
The speaking with spirit, or just being spiritual itself?
Speaking with spirit, being the medium, being the trans-channeling, the trans-channeler, quantum hypnosis.
It just gives me like a really peace and joy in my life, to know that they really are there.
Mm-hmm.
They really are there. They're just this. Josh Groban has a song, and it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And it just say it in part of his song. He said, "Just to know they're just a breath away," and it is so true. They are just a breath away, and knowing that, and from a child, I've never been afraid of death. Death was never something I ever feared, but didn't know why, had no idea. Now I know there is no actual death. There's, you leave your body, but you just never die. And just knowing all that just brings me so much peace and so much joy, and something I just want to share. It's like you want to scream out to the world, everybody wake up. This is so beautiful when you realize all this and you do wake up to it. It's just your whole life changes.
So this whole experience of death, yes, how we call it death. How you see it? What is it?
The experience of it,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful experience. It really is. I mean, everybody has challenges, and you have that your day-to-day life, but at least now when that happens, I can look at it and say, okay, this happened for a reason. I know it happened for a reason. And what is it that I need to learn from it? What is it why is it coming up? I can look at things differently now. I can face those challenges, and I can change my perspective if I need to. Sometimes it's something healing that needs to come up. Then I can do that.
It's beautiful. Isn't that okay? The knowledge, right? Or the wisdom, yes, or the experience, the understanding. Talking about the fears or the obstacles or about the living the box, right? For myself, especially at the beginning, yes, to realize that I'm not the body was like the first step, yes, which was very difficult for my ego mind, or you want to call it the daily mind, the day mind, right? It's hard to accept, yes, that actually we are the spirit having the experience of the 3D, 5D, 10D, or 11D, for example, right? So I'm very grateful for this conversation, and that you share with us the mediumship, yes, experience. Have you ever heard that a spirit, a struggle during the transition?
I've never. You mean a spirit having during
The transition from the body to another reality.
There's
This
been
moment
spirit.
of transition.
No, I don't think I've never, because I've never spoken with a spirit at that, because at that moment in time, the transition, depending on what kind of transition it is, they don't talk about that anymore.
Yes.
Right? They might say that they left their bodies too soon. They weren't ready to go.
Yes.
But they're not in pain anymore. They're not. I don't think I've ever. I've never ever come up to a spirit that has said it hurt. Nobody's ever said that. It's because it doesn't happen. It's such, they're going into pure love, and that's all they experience is just pure unconditional love. And once they transition to that, everything else is gone.
It's beautiful what you said. It's absolutely wonderful. The quantum experience, yes, the quantum healing, quantum experience, quantum field. We talk lots of about the quantum quantum hypnosis as well. What is it for you, the quantum field, the quantum connection in this field?
I think it's just for me to be in the quantum field is just to be in that one space that anything and everything can happen, and does.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's for me, that's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where that space is. When you get there, you do.
Yeah, we live in the quantum light field, yes. The one question which is coming just top of my head, yes. Who is working with you? It's a very typical question for quantum healers, yes. I remember when I started, many people, many clients were asking me, who is working with you? I was like, it's my light team, right? And that's the expression which Patti just used, yes. I don't know, yes, but it's good to have a one team to work with. Yes. So, Patti, who is working with you now? Who is working with you now?
So for me, for my team, for my trance healing, it's a doctor, and this doctor lived a life. He
Please tell us.
lived.
Please tell us. It's super interesting. Please tell us.
His name is Robert Phillips. He was a
Mm-hmm.
doctor here. He was
Mm-hmm.
born in 1859,
Mm-hmm.
and he transitioned in 1939. He was one of the doctors that worked with tuberculosis, and he actually opened up his the first, I'm going to say home. It wasn't a hospital. It was more of a home where he realized that patients got better when they were outside and they had fresh air, as opposed to being inside in a room closed in.
Mm-hmm.
So very interesting man. I would sit and when he first came through, I would sit in meditation, and he would come in and he would tell me all about himself, and he's the team that I work with right now. I have spirits that come and go all the time, depending when I need and who I need and that sort of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
he's the one that I'm working with right now. I have a new one that has just come to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't had a chance to sit and actually learn who this new spirit is, this new energy that is coming through now. So that's exciting for me now to
It's
learn.
super exciting for me. It's a mind blowing. When I heard it for the first time a week ago, yes, I was like, wow, I was speechless. Yes, mind blowing information. Yes, it was for me. Yes, what you do. Seriously, it was mind blowing situation. What is the message that he's giving to you?
He mostly
Like,
he comes in and he does the healing.
yes.
But his message is that we can heal ourselves. We really can. And once we learn how to do that, which is really easy, it's really easy. But until then, he will continue, because that was his passion in life, was healing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's continuing on the other side. He still loves his healing.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes through and does that. So, it's like your passion never goes away,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're here or over there.
Mm-hmm. Someone says that the passion is the calling of a heart, the calling of a soul. Do you agree with that?
Yes, totally agree with that. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's where your passion comes from, is from your heart.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the inner wisdom?
Mm-hmm. I think the wisdom comes from just all the many, many lives that you've had and all the different experiences, and where it actually comes from is just sort of is from all those experiences. And sometimes obviously we will never remember those experiences.
Yeah.
Maybe some do. That would be awesome. But fortunately, I don't.
Patti, what would you like to share with us? Or a question which I haven't asked you yet, and you would like to share with us your thoughts on it.
Oh. So I think what I'd just like to share is that if people follow their heart
Mm-hmm.
and they just sort of go by their heart, they'll always be led the right way. Spirit leads us where we're supposed to go all the time. We might take different routes because we don't listen to our heart, but they'll always get us back to where we're supposed to be. Just trust in spirit. That trusting just brings so many opportunities, so much joy, and so much pleasure. I just, trust and trust in your heart and trust in spirit.
I'm enjoying every moment, every second of this conversation with you today. It brings such joy to my heart. Thank you, Patti. I have 4 questions which I ask on the show. May I ask you the 4 questions?
Sure.
The questions of I Care podcast. So the first question, what is the meaning of life?
Oh, the meaning of life is to be here and just experience everything that brings you joy, brings you happiness. It's here to experience life itself, everything it has to give us.
Mm-hmm. Next question, what is God for you?
God is everything. God is just all of us, all within us, and just everything.
Mm-hmm. I care, ... Please fill the gap. I care.
I care about people. I care about helping those that are afraid, that are sad. I care about where our planet and world is going to. It's going through, right? I care about that.
Mm-hmm. And the next question, and the last one, where people can find more about you, about your work, where people can find you.
Oh, they can find me on my website is pattigranich.medium.com, and this, or pattigranich.medium@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram.
New era, right? A new era for many beautiful lights, yes, on earth. Thank you so very much, Patti. It was absolutely pleasure for me to have you with us today and to listen to incredible, incredible, incredible stories about the work you do, about the experience which you are having with the spirits, literally, right? Spirits, yes. I'm very grateful for the work, yes, which you have done, yes, so far, and I'm really looking forward for our next episodes, for our next talk. Yes, if you can book me in, I know that you are a very, very busy lady. If you could book me in, yes, in the next month or two, yes, I'm very thankful for that.
Well, thank you this has been an honor, and thank you so much for helping me step out of my box as well, because this has been a challenge for me as well, and but it's been very exciting, and thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here.
It's always my pleasure, my honor. I'm very humbled to have you here. And thank you all who are listening, who are watching now. Leave a comment. Have you learned something, or have you got inspired, or maybe you would like to share a thought, or maybe this recording with someone who is dear to your heart. Talking about the death, talking about the spirit, it's not very popular. I know that. I've been there, I've done it. However, it is our human experience. And therefore, or foremost, leaving the box of disbelief or belief is a new opening, not only in the heart, not only in the mind, but in the live quantum theme. I care, dot, dot, dot. See you in next episode. Stay tuned. Thank you for today.